special episode of The Corner. Right now, as you can see, we're in the Sega building. Today we'll be discussing the gaming industry. Normally when we talk about this topic, we talk about the games themselves. But today we'll be talking about people who are hard at work making and designing the games that we love. Specifically the women in the gaming industry, and looking at how much success they can have, and if their success is as equal to men's success. All this and more on Malicom's Corner. Did you know that the majority of gamers are now women? That's right, 55% of all gamers are now women. A figure that will surprise anyone who happens to come across it. But if most gamers are now women, you would expect that to be the same for female games developers. Oddly enough, it isn't. While since 2009 the demographic has doubled, the amount of female games developers is still only 22%. But why is it so low? Do women just not have an equal chance of succeeding? Or is it just a lack of interest in the industry itself? Damn, lost. One controversial topic will be the hashtag Gamergate controversy. If you haven't heard of it, let me just briefly explain it to you. This controversy is basically a hashtag that's used on Twitter, that's used to voice opinions on the industry itself. Whereas feminists tend to say that the industry is sexist and hate towards men, and males just spread hate towards feminists. Well, not necessarily hate, but trying to prove them wrong. Now, one of the things one would notice is that this all started with female game designer Zoe Quinn with her attempt at a game Depression Quest. Needless to say, the game wasn't appreciated at all and got large amounts of criticism, some from extremists. This spun out to Quinn assuming that she wasn't being respected because she was a woman. But this brings up two possible reasons for such a decline in female games developers. One being that sexism is still rearing its ugly head in the industry, or maybe a lot of females trying to fully get into the industry just aren't recognised as well because their produce isn't good. Hell, maybe some women just don't want to become games developers, especially with the tough task of making games for such a difficult audience to appeal to. Now that we have all this information, what are we going to do with it? Well, I'm going to an arcade known as Las Vegas to play a couple of games, mingle with some of the people there, and perhaps ask some questions that may shed some light on the matter at hand. Finding people here is going to be hard since they're all hard at work playing games. Well, let the hunt begin. What percentage of women do you think play games?
In my opinion, I think that around 30% of women play games. 30%.
I think in comparison to boys, then it's a lower percentage, so maybe like 30-40%.
I think the same, 30-40%.
Maybe like 40%.
Is that the wrong answer?
Yeah, no, actually it's quite close. The answer is 55%. More women play games than men now.
Yeah.
How much women do you think design games?
Probably about the same then.
Game designers, I think around 10%, 10-15%. Yeah.
Probably less than guys as well. Probably 20%.
Yeah, maybe 15.
Yeah. Percentage of that is 22%. So knowing this, why do you think it's fair that less women create games than make men?
I think it just generally depends because it just depends on like ability and like how people, what kind of games people are into. Because I think it doesn't really matter about like sex or gender, about making games as long as it's a game that everyone works to play, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess I think it's their own choice, if they want to create it or not. I mean, there's nothing stopping them, so it's their choice.
Well, not really. I guess it's their own choice. Like, if that's something they want to do. Like for me, example, I play games a lot. I'm kind of used to it, but I wouldn't be interested in making games. You see what I mean?
To get a more professional game and stay in the gaming industry, I got professional games designer Jade Suarez to come in. Hello, Jade.
Hi.
Alright, so first question, tell us about yourself. Who are you? What's your hobbies and all that?
Okay, well, when you're in a game
gaming industry, you don't really have much of hobbies except for gaming and designing a new game to be coming out in the markets, right? But if you want to know how I got into the whole industry and things, then it's mostly because when I was little, I was more brought up with my big brothers, and they brought me into the whole gaming area. I was playing Nintendo 64s, Ataris, Sega Mega Drives, Nintendo, Game Boy, Color One. It was amazing. It was lovely bringing up. Yeah.
That sounds good. So let's coming in more to the topic, since this topic is about sexism in gaming. See, finding out if the gaming industry accepts women as equals, and if women can succeed, just like men can. Would you say that the gaming industry is harder for women?
Well, it depends on what view you look at it, because a lot of guys think, okay, they're gonna accept a female into the whole thing, so they don't seem as if they are sexist. But they also go in because it looks good, like having a female there. But I would say it's extremely sexist, because they only will accept a female inside the company because of the fact they don't want to seem as if they're breaking the law by not accepting any females. If you get it.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Go on, did you know that demographically 55% of gamers are now female, so there's more female gamers than male now?
Yeah.
Do you think it's ironic that most of the female game developers are now men, considering that most game players are female?
It really is ironic. I think they don't accept it yet because they think, oh, it's more majority guys that are playing it. But if you weigh it out with the statistics and facts, then it's more females. But then again, females have had a lot, like a sprout up in the whole careers area in gaming. And that is really good, yeah.
Good. Thank you, Jade, for this interview. I really
Very well.
appreciated your input. And I hope to get some free games from you in the future. But no.
It's still a struggle for me to get free games. They're like,
Oh, well,
yeah,
this
you're not getting a free game, sorry.
So now back in the studio. You've heard all the facts, you've heard some opinions. Now what matters is, what do you think about the situation? Do you think the gaming industry is sexist? I for one don't think it's sexist. I think that if you can make games and be successful whether you're both male or female, but of course some people out there won't agree with me. And for those that want to disrespect my opinion, well, I've asked professional rapper Stormzy to give a shout out just to you.
Suck your mum.
Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe. Have a nice day.
You don't have a YouTube channel?
It's based on YouTube. I'm gonna tell you right now, the percentage is actually 55%.
Wow! Wow! 5, 55! No.
Alright.